It gives me great pleasure to introduce to you all Soroptimist International of the Southeast Asia Pacific President, Joanne Yeo. Over to you, Joanne.
Thank you, Sue. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished judges, dedicated Soroptimists, teachers, parents, and most importantly, our young speakers. A very good afternoon or evening to all of you. It is my great pleasure as President of Soroptimist International Southeast Asia Pacific, or in short SISEAP, to welcome you to the SISEAP Federation Public Speaking Competition, held in conjunction with Education Day. Today we gather to celebrate not only the power of education, but also the incredible voices of our young people who are shaping our future. Our theme this year, Empowered Voices, Sustainable Choices, captures the essence of what we hope to inspire young individuals who are confident, informed, and committed to building a more sustainable, equitable world. In a time when global challenges are becoming more complex, the ability to communicate with clarity, conviction, and compassion has never been more important. Public speaking is more than an academic skill. It is an instrument of leadership. It is how ideas are shared, how communities are mobilized, and how change begins. Today's competition gives our young participants a platform to explore issues that matter deeply: the well-being of our planet, the future of our communities, and the empowerment of women and girls everywhere. Next slide, Sue. Next slide, Sue. Thanks. Yeah. Soroptimist International envisions a world where women and girls achieve equality, empowerment, and full potential. Its mission is to transform lives through education, advocacy, and action, promoting human rights, gender equality, and sustainable development. Soroptimists work globally and locally to create opportunities, improve communities, and advance lasting positive change. Next slide, Sue. SISEAP works across 13 countries, from Australia, Cambodia, Fiji, Hong Kong, Indonesia, Malaysia, Mongolia, Myanmar, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Samoa, Singapore, and Thailand, advancing human rights and sustainable development. Next slide, Sue. UN Education Day highlights the vital role of learning in peaceful, sustainable societies. This year's theme emphasizes inclusive, quality education for all. When women are educated and empowered, families thrive, communities flourish, and economies grow. Educated women drive progress, break cycles of poverty, and create lasting and positive change for generations. I will now pass the time over to Surada Narayanan, Federation Assistant Program Convener. Surada, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, President Joanne. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our judges for this public speaking competition. I would now like to ask all the three judges to kindly turn on your cameras so that we can see you. Marie Pickens. Our first judge is Marie Pickens. Marie is the Program Quality Director of Toastmasters District 17 in Western Australia for 2025 to 2026. The next judge is Hani Noor Zainira Zaini, who hails from Malaysia, is the International Director for District 9 Toastmasters International for the period 2025 to 2026. And our third eminent judge is Lee Elwood Brown, who is the immediate past SI Director of Advocacy for 2024 to 2025. Lee, your camera is not on. Lee was also a past president of SISEAP. Our three eminent judges had a wonderful and possibly difficult time going through all the entries, and I think they will be given a time to speak, to give us some comments on how they were, how the speeches were when they were listening to them. I would just like to mention that the marking scheme was based on Toastmasters International. Thank you very much. And over to you, Cesarina. Cesarina Gigante.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Our program communications convener on the program team for Soroptimist International Southeast Asia Pacific.
Thank you, Sarada. Can we have the next slide, please, Sue? It gives me great pleasure.
Sorry, Cess, if the judges and Sarada would turn off their cameras, that'd be lovely. Thanks.
It gives me great pleasure in acknowledging the Federation Category 1 participants as listed. They are to be congratulated on their efforts and for inspiring presentations that they submitted. Thank you also to the SI clubs who supported them. I would like now to introduce you to the three finalists in this category. Next slide, thank you, Sue. Our first finalist is Jeremiza Kaur, and she was supported by SI Damansara in Malaysia. Our second participant is Soyol Erdeno Rajoy Uji, I hope I said that right, SI Erdenet in Mongolia, and our third participant is Olivia Yung, SI Hills District, Australia. We will now hear their speeches and Sue will help us in that endeavour.
Thank you, Cess. First off, we will hear from Jamazira.
Can one person really make a difference? This is our number one question we ask ourselves the moment we see headlines about wars, disasters and injustice. And we see them every single day. Good day everyone, my name is Jamazaka from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and my answer to this question is yes, we can. Every great change in history began with one small act of courage, one act of kindness, and one person who refused to stay silent. I believe the world doesn't need change through power or wealth. In fact, it changes through small actions done with big hearts. Let me begin with kindness and respect. Kindness is a spark that ignites hope. It costs nothing, but impact is priceless. One kind word can lift a broken spirit. One small action can turn a stranger into a friend. And when we combine kindness and respect, or when we treat people with dignity, no matter their background, we build bridges stronger than any walls that divide us. Peace too begins with small actions. Peace is not the silence after war. It is the voice of calm. In moments of anger, it is choosing to listen before we judge, to forgive before we fight. When I choose peace in my daily life, I send a message louder than any of you shout that humanity is still alive. Then here comes education and awareness. Education is not only what we learn in books, it is how we learn to think, to question, to feel. An educated mind becomes a light that others follow. When I share what I learned, when I raise awareness about kindness, equality, or the environment, I am planting seeds of change that will outlive me. I also believe in being voice for others. Sometimes silence feels comfortable, but courage begins when we speak. Even a single voice, honest and fearless, can echo across nations. So I choose to use mine to stand up for truth, justice, and compassion. And yes, even a simple smile matters. A genuine smile can melt fear, heal wounds, and spread joy. It's a silent act of kindness that crosses borders and speaks every language. But small actions means nothing without perseverance. Change doesn't happen overnight. It comes from never giving up, even when the world doubts you. Thomas Edison failed many times before creating the light bulb, but he reminded us that each failure is not the end, it's a lesson and a step closer to success. In today's digital world, I can make a difference by using social media wisely. One positive post can reach thousands of hearts. If negativity can spread so quickly, imagine how fast love and kindness can travel if we choose to share them. So, how can I make the world a better place? I can start with something small, being kind, speaking up, choosing peace, learning, sharing, smiling, and believing that even the tiniest act of goodness can change someone's world. So, let's be that light, let's act with heart, speak with purpose, and live with kindness. Let's turn small action into our greatest revolution. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Now we will move on to our next video, and this is from Soyal from Mongolia.
Greetings to you, honorable judges. What do you think is the most important thing in life? Money, fame, personal success maybe? I don't think so. Wherever there is a human being, Sanaka the Younger noted, there's an opportunity for kindness. Kindness is the quality of being friendly, generous, and considerate, showing a selfless concern for others through actions and words. Being kind is not about doing something nice just for the sake of being polite. It's about doing something that matters, making a difference even if that difference is barely noticeable. Every kind thing you do affects others in multiple ways. A smile can make someone's day better. A few nice words can make a heavy heart feel lighter. Helping a classmate with their homework or standing up for someone who feels alone may seem like small things, but to the person on the receiving end of that kindness, they can mean everything. Being compassionate has a purpose, a goal. It makes people be better and improve. Both for the people who get it and the people who give it are benefited by the act of benevolence. To be kind is to be patient, understanding, and caring. Being human is not about who is superior to who. Being human is about caring for one another. In a day and age where judgment and selfishness is normalized, kindness shines bright as a star in the dark sky. Think on how nice the world would be if everyone did small acts of kindness each day. Holding a door open maybe, or when listening when someone needs a listening ear, or something as simple as saying thank you and really meaning it. A world like that will be more connected, warmer, and brighter. Such a drastic change in the whole of society does not appear out of nowhere. It starts out small. Let's get started today. Go and make someone smile. Be the one who motivates others to do the right thing, because kindness grows when you share it, and it goes round back to you. It does not cost anything, but it's worth the result more than gold. In the end, it's not money or popularity that defines you as a successful human being. It's how much kindness you have shared and how many other things you have helped and sympathized with. Thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Soyal. And the final one in category 1 finalist this afternoon is Olivia. Now, Olivia's volume on this does get very low, so just be mindful of that, please.
Hi, my name is Olivia Yun, and I'm representing the Soroptimist International of the Hills District, Australia.
A few months ago, I decided to start a plastic-free week at home. I was proud, I was determined, and it lasted exactly 1 hour. By the time I reached for a shiny chocolate bar wrapper, I caved. I unwrapped it, I ate it, and I stared at the empty packaging, defeated. It was embarrassing, but it taught me something important. Good intentions aren't enough. And it reminded me of something I read. In 1841, Charles Mackay wrote about herd mentality, saying men, it has been well said, think in herds. It'll be seen that they go mad in herds. If McKay could see us now, he'd probably be overjoyed. We're living proof of his greatest case study. The truth is, we still follow the herd, whether it's trends, habits, or convenience, and our planet is paying the price. Because Earth is literally on fire. 2024 was the hottest year on record, and extreme heat waves are 5 times more likely than a century ago. Here in Australia, heat waves are now the deadliest natural hazard. It's easy to see these numbers, nod in sympathy, and move on. Because that's what we've learned to do. Scroll past disasters, click like on climate posts, and go back to our day. But I've realized that real change doesn't come from scrolling past the problem. It starts with the small stuff, the little things I can control each day. So I started small. I swapped plastic bottles for a reusable one. It cost me $20 a year, but I saved $2 every time I avoid buying a bottled drink. And I've kept hundreds of plastic bottles out of landfill. I turn off the lights when I leave the room. I even swapped my dog's toys for ones made with recyclable materials. Yes, the dog notices, but that's not the point. The truth is, I can't make the world a better place overnight. But I can make my world better. And that's what I think McKay missed in his book. Yes, people can go mad together, but they can also recover together. And that recovery often starts with one person who decides to do things differently. Maybe that person is me. Maybe that person is you. And maybe if enough of us start with small actions and refuse to follow the herd blindly, we can make the world a better place. Not overnight, not perfectly, but one reusable bottle, one dog toy, and one chocolate bar at a time.
Hello everybody, my name's Jackie McLaughlin and I'm joining you this afternoon with a group of Mind Club members from the Hills District in New South Wales, Australia. I have the privilege of introducing the Category 2 entrants to you this afternoon, and as you can see from the list on your screens, our entrants come from a range of countries across the Southeast Asia Pacific region. We congratulate all the entrants on the speeches that they have developed and then presented as part of the inaugural Southeast Asia Pacific Youth Public Speaking Competition. Could I now ask the finalists to turn their cameras on? And with the drum roll, we move on to the 3 finalists in Category 2. They're not presented in order. So we welcome, not in any particular order. So we have Bianca Mina, representing the Hills District in New South Wales, Australia. We have Holly Bugani, I think I've got it right, close, representing Binley Logan, Queensland, Australia. And unfortunately, just missing at the moment is Grace Pung Shea Wei, representing Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. And with that, we will start having a look at their videos.
And first up, we will have Bianca.
Hello, my name is Bianca Mina of the Soroptimist of International Hills District in Australia. One morning, my grade 2 teacher gave our class an assignment. She said, each of you will make your own pot plant. It got us excited, very excited. We thought the words pot and plant put together meant that the assignment would be an easy job. Well, we thought wrong. As we were handed our seed and our little plastic cup filled with soil, us 8-year-olds realized that making a plant is actually very difficult. Watering, resoiling, letting it sit in the sun for hours, a long list of responsibilities, much different than washing the dishes at home. Nevertheless, we had to look after our plants, simply because their lives depended on our actions. This reminds me about how, as young people, messages from all over the world tell us that we really can shape inclusive, green, and resilient cities. Our ears love it, but our minds? Suddenly, the statement becomes challenging. Although Spider-Man is fiction, his wisdom is real. The great power of making our future cities also comes with great, yet daunting responsibilities. And the statistics say it all. 2 years ago, 10,000 young respondents of a global climate change survey had one thing in common. They were frightened about the future. We all know you can't climb a mountain or scale a tree without wanting to in the first place. Just like how young people can't shape our cities without removing the fear that inhibits them. Therefore, I present to you a solution. Before we lay a single brick to change our cities, we need to change the mindset of our young people and turn their fear into motivation. To achieve this, I propose volunteers from international organizations like UNICEF to visit schools across the world and educate young people about what it means to make a change. The United Nations tells us that inclusivity, stewardship, and resilience are all elements of utopian cities. Why not teach our young people these values early on? Having systems where these qualities are taught at the grassroots level implicates infinite possibilities for real, possible change. And we've already seen this method work. There's a group of young leaders called Climate Guardians who educate young people about the adverse effects of climate change. Their efforts led to 92% of young people in the Maldives taking climate action and developing climate-resilient infrastructure in their cities. Overall, simply taking up another responsibility won't suffice for young people to shape inclusive, green, and resilient cities. Instead, it takes motivation and the right mindset. In this way, I hope to see a world where young people hold flags of equal opportunity, where the environment is nurtured and preserved with fundamental human rights. Most of all, I hope that, just like my class in Year 2, all young people can hold the watering can that grows our cities into beautiful ones. Thank you.
Thank you, Bianca. And now we will move on and listen to Grace's video.
Imagine this. You're scrolling on your phone, the Wi-Fi lags. The air feels warmer than usual. You look outside and wish there were more trees to cool the world around you. Sounds familiar? Good afternoon, judges and friends. I'm Grace Pong from Kota Kinabalu, Sabah, the land below the wind. My city is stunning, where mountains meet the sea within an hour. Yet, many young people now spend more time exploring the digital world than the real one around them. Yes, life online connects us, but it's offline in our streets and communities where the future we dream of is built step by step. Kota Kinabalu is growing fast. In just 2 years, our population has risen from 500,000 to over 600,000. More people mean more vehicles, more waste, and more responsibility for all of us. On Gaya Island, many families live in water villages without proper waste disposal. Trash drifts into the sea and washes up on beaches like Tanjung Aru and Sutra Harbor, harming marine life and making our city less welcoming to tourists. In 2024, the KK Cleanup Day 2.0, organized by City Hall, cleared 97 tons of trash from Gaya Island and Sepangar Island. While this challenge can't be solved by policies alone, young people can be part of the solution through activities that teach communities to sort, recycle, and reduce waste before it reaches the ocean. By taking responsibility, we show that we are not just future leaders, but we're also today's changemakers. Now, think of your favorite park, the place where you jog, unwind, and recharge with your friends. But what if one day it's closed? Not for weeks, but for years. Sadly, this is the reality in Kota Kinabalu. Tun Fort Stephens Park and Perdana Park are still closed for upgrading. When green spaces disappear, we lose more than just nature. We lose joy, health, and the bonds that make our community thrive. However, we can act now. Schools can set aside small plots to grow herbs and medicinal plants like misai kucing, pandan, and lemongrass, which are easy to cultivate and beneficial for health. We can also organize workshops on composting kitchen waste, which are produced daily in every household, turning everyday trash into valuable nutrients for our plants. Every action counts. By stepping forward, young people can restore our city's green spaces and ignite a movement for change. 2 months ago, Sabah faced severe floods and landslides, particularly in Pinampang, Membakut, and Papar. More than 3,000 residents were displaced, homes were destroyed, and tragically 14 lives were lost. Even our Prime Minister, Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim, personally visited there to oversee relief efforts. While disasters cannot always be prevented, youth can make a real difference in recovery. We can share study materials online through Telegram app for students in affected area, or volunteer in cleanup and aid distribution. Young people have the power to shape cities that are inclusive, green, and resilient. So, let us step forward boldly, empower one another, and plant seeds of hope wherever we go, because the cities of tomorrow begin with what we do today. Thank you.
Thank you, Grace. And finally, this afternoon, we have Holly from Binley and Logan.
Hi, I'm Holly Bugani. I'm 16 years old and I'm from Trinity College, Beenleigh. Please close your eyes. I mean it really, please close your eyes and picture this. It's the year 2050. You step outside and the cool air greets you like a breath of possibility. It smells faintly of blooming jasmine drifting from gardens that line the streets. The pavement is scattered with golden leaves that crunch softly as you walk. Electric buses and bikes glide by, quiet and graceful. In the park ahead, laughter rings, and children of all abilities climb, spin, and slide on playgrounds designed for every body and every dream. Families and friends gather under the shade of wide trees, sharing food, the air rich with spices and smoke. Voices rise and blend, their sound creating the song of a city that belongs to everyone. That's what I picture when I think of a city that's inclusive, green, and resilient. But cities like that aren't built from the ground up. They're built from the heart out. Good evening, I'm Holly Bugani, and I believe that we, as young people, have the power to shape cities that are inclusive, green, and resilient through connection. According to the United Nations, by 2050, nearly 7 in 10 people will live in cities. That's billions of people living, working, and growing together. To some, that sounds like a problem. But in reality, it could be something great, where billions of people care for one another, create places of belonging, protect nature, and ultimately thrive. To create connection in a city of diversity, It takes small actions like learning a second language. As young people, we can each take the initiative to use a program like Duolingo to connect. Imagine the impact of having a conversation with your Nigerian neighbour in their native language. An inclusive city isn't built from the ground up. It's built from the heart out. The green city we imagined earlier, where electric buses glide by and trees line every street, doesn't just happen. It starts with us. Logan's Free Trees program offers 2 free native plants to each resident to support conservation and bring life back to our suburbs. So let's roll up our sleeves, plant a tree in our garden, and help our schools plant 50. This may seem like a small act, but in reality, it could be something great, where billions of people, it could be something great. Because cities aren't green, a green city isn't built from the ground up. It's built from the heart out. In 2050, resilience will show up in the same way that it does today, in how we care for one another. By checking in on a friend, showing up for our neighbours, and lending a hand wherever and whenever it's needed. So let's keep showing up for our schools, our communities, and our city. Because a resilient city isn't built from the ground up. It's built from the heart out. The city of 2050 won't build itself. But if we decide today to implement small actions like learning a second language, planting trees, and sticking together when things go wrong, then maybe, just maybe, the city of the future will look exactly like the one we imagine today. Because cities aren't built from the ground up, they're built from the heart out.
All right. And thank you, Holly, for that. And apologies for the lag in the video there. Holly's video was absolutely huge. So obviously we're struggling a little bit with technology this afternoon in showing that. So I do apologise to you, Holly, for that. All right, now I would like to invite President Joanne back so that she can introduce the judges and get their comments.
Thank you, Sue. I will now pass this time over to one of the 3 judges, Honey, who will summarize the judges' comments on this competition. On to you, Honey.
Thank you very much, President Joanne. Hello, everyone. First of all, a big congratulations to all of you. It takes real courage to stand on stage or in front of the camera to share your ideas. So give yourself a huge clap wherever you are. And when you see each other eventually, give each other a pat on the back as well. What really stood out for us as the judges was that you had all these energies, the confidence, the passion. Many of you spoke with conviction, used the stage very well, and showed that you truly care for your topic. And that's what's most important when you start speaking from your heart. Some of you had shared strong, clear ideas, wonderful arguments, and your brain is definitely working very hard at those times. A few tips to be able to help you to become even better speaker than you already are. First, we would love to hear things that comes from your heart, so avoid memorizing every single word. You are not a robot after all, And this is not a spelling test. When you speak from the heart, you trust your ideas. Instead of memorizing everything, your message would sound a lot more natural, and that your audience will be able to listen so much more. Next, pay attention to your voice and delivery. Slow down at those important moments. Pause for effects and change your tone when necessary. Now, if you sound very excited, your audience will feel excited too. And it goes the same. If you sound sleepy, well, the rest of them will feel sleepy too. It plays a big part in telling your ideas. Also, remember, stories create connection. Facts are important, but when you mix them with examples or personal experience, your speech will become a lot more interesting and, most importantly, memorable. Don't worry about the big, complicated words. Simple words are powerful. Overall, a lot of you shown great potential. Public speaking is a journey, and today is a meaningful step forward. Keep practicing, keep improving, and most importantly, keep finding your voice. Well done, everyone, and congratulations, Soroptimist International, for a wonderful effort. I'd love to hear more young people voicing out for the best. I am looking forward to every great things that all of you would do next.
Thank you very much, Honey, for those encouraging words. And I'm sure all the young people today, it's probably some of them is for their first time, but basing on the tips that you gave, I'm sure they will improve. So I think the next round, the next one will be, can I introduce Lee, who is also our one of our judges, and she will now announce the results for the category 1 winners. Lee, on to you.
Thank you very much, President Joanne. I'm wondering if my camera's coming on. No? It's coming. While we're there talking, I would like to condone the thoughts and the words that Hanny has said and thank the presenters for their thought-provoking and innovative presentations. I would actually like to see their actions be put into practice, and I think that would be the next step for me. Thank you. I'm here at long last. So I'd like to announce the category 1 prize winners. So the 3rd place goes to you.
Sorry, can we ask the girls to put their cameras on, please?
Okay.
So that's Olivia Soyol and there she is.
Giamusa.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the 3 of them. Thank you. Thank you, Sue. So first, the 3rd prize goes to Yago Eugen Soyol Erden from SI Ulaanbaatar Club. Congratulations. 2nd prize goes to Jura Mirza.
Sorry, Lee. There was a highly commended to start with.
Ah, yes.
Or you're doing that last. I do apologise.
Yes, I didn't see that video, so I just wondered what was happening with that, Sue. Sorry.
Okay.
So
Can we ask Nabia to turn on her video, please?
Is Nabia there? It's amazing how many of the countries have been represented in these wonderful presentations. Thank you. Hello, Anabia. So we'd like to announce that Anabia Mumtaz from Fiji has been highly recommended. So we encourage you to continue what you're doing and hope to see you again in our next public speaking competition. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam.
So the 3rd place we've announced from Yargle. Congratulations. The second place is from Gia Mirza Cow from through SI Damansara. And the first prize goes to Olivia Yun from SI Hills and District. Thank you and congratulations to each of you. Well done. Thank you. Thank you, President Joanne.
Thank you, Lee. And we'll now move on to category 2, the winners. I just want to ask whether the category 1, if you category 1 winners, could you mind just closing off your video? And then I'd like to now invite Marie Pickens to announce the winners for category 2.
I am delighted to be announcing the winners of category 2. I was very impressed with the caliber of the speakers, and it was a very hard contest to judge, and I commend everyone for their contributions. But as there can only be 3 winners in our contest today, I'm delighted to invite each of our finalists to turn on their cameras. Bianca, Grace, and Holly. Welcome, ladies. In 3rd place, please congratulate Bianca Mina from SI The Hills District, Australia. In 2nd place, let's give a warm round of applause for Grace Pung Shiwe from SI Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. And in 1st place.
Sorry, Marie, there was a number 2 is Holly.
My sincere apologies. In 2nd place, Holly Bugani from SI Binley, Logan, Australia. Yahoo! And of course, as we all now know, in 1st place, let's congratulate Grace Pung Shiwe of SI Kota Kinabalu, Malaysia. Congratulations, all 3 of you, and Grace, well done on taking out 1st place.
Thank you very much, Marie. Thank you for that enthusiastic announcements, I would say. And now I'd like to invite our Federation Program Convener, Donnell, who will tell us a little bit, some concluding comments about the competition and coinciding with UN Education Day. Donnell, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you, all the participants, all of the people who've done work from or during the year. There's been a lot of preparation to get to this stage today, and I'm just so thrilled and so impressed. And I have to say thank you and mean it. One of our young speakers saying, when you say thank you, you've got to mean it. Well, I mean it, because I do appreciate, I used to be so shy when I was a young person. It was 12 before I learnt to speak up for myself, and I've never shut up since, by the way. But the linkages and the reason that we're doing this so special today is that it's the United Nations Day for Education. So in the olden days, in my mother's time, she wasn't entitled to do any more than the basic education. And I was the first woman, or the first person in my family to ever go to university. So education means so much to our family and so much to my children and my grandchildren as well. So education has come so much in just my lifetime. But having the United Nations having resolutions for education has changed the world. We're able to have women and girls and anybody, everybody have a pathway out of poverty, a pathway for their life so they can change their passions chase their passions, change their lives. Every time you get educated, you can have flexibility in your work, where you live, what you do, who you marry or don't marry. You know, you have choices to go back and have work after you have children. When you have an education, you have the keys to life, and a fulfilling life. So how wonderful for us to acknowledge the International Day of Education today by having these wonderful, inspiring young women assure us that the future is in good hands, not only because you're speaking and you're so talented at speaking and crafting your speeches, but you meant the words that you said. What you said in very simple terms are really the keys to the future for everybody, not just girls in education, but your sustainable choices are the way that we will all blossom together. So I'm saying thank you, and I'm meaning it. So thank you for your time today. And I'd like to just hand over now to our President, Joanne Yeo. This is her special request to continue and to make sure that this special project has been such a success and has the maximum chance we've had to have this many girls participating. So thank you everyone involved. And over to you, Joanne.
Thank you, Donnell. Ladies and gentlemen, as we come to the close of today's competition, I want to extend my heartfelt congratulations to all our participants. Whether this is your first competition or one of many, you have shown remarkable resilience, confidence, and a willingness to use your voice, qualities that will carry you far in life and leadership. To our judges, volunteers, teachers, organizing committee, and tech team, thank you for your dedication and for nurturing the next generation of thinkers and change makers. Your commitment reflects the very spirit of Soroptimism, to educate, to enable, and empower. The speeches we heard today were powerful reminders that sustainable choices begin with informed minds, and empowered voices truly can move societies forward. Each participant has contributed not only ideas, but hope, and hope for a more thoughtful, responsible, and compassionate future. I am also pleased to announce that SISEAP Federation Public Speaking Competition will be held again in 2026, with a finale taking place in October to coincide with the International Day of the Girl Child. This meaningful alignment highlights our commitment to amplifying the voices of girls and young women across our region. To all the participants, the Federation team will be reaching out to you regarding details of accounts and also certificates. So to all our young speakers, continue to speak up, continue to stand tall, and continue to believe in the power of your voice. With that, I proudly declare the SISEAP Federation Public Speaking Competition 2025 is now officially closed. Thank you, everyone.
President Joanne, can we ask the finalists to please turn on their cameras and mics? We didn't give them a chance to say a thank you, and they might like to do so now at the end.
Yes, please. Can I also invite the Anabia, who is also the highly recommended one, to also come in as well? Yep. All the finalists, would you please turn on your camera? Yeah.
Let's all give them a lovely big round of applause.
Congratulations. You all did a wonderful job.
Okay. Would any of the girls like to say anything, or you're quite happy? No volunteers? You've lost your voices, girls.
Yeah, unmute yourselves, girls. Unmute yourselves. Yeah.
So my name is Yarhojan, Soylit Yarhojan, and I just really wanted to say how grateful I am that I had this opportunity to be in a competition full of such amazing and talented girls. I'm just receiving this award is really such an honor, and I'm forever grateful for this. I'm grateful for SIT for sponsoring me and Irmisa School for giving me this opportunity, and my family, friends, and my mentors for assisting and supporting me to be in such a position as this. Thank you.
Thank you, Yagu.
No problem.
My name is Olivia Yun, and I think I'm really grateful for the Soroptimist International Southeast Asia Pacific for organizing this competition and creating a space where young people can share their voices. I'd like to thank the Hills District for representing and supporting me. Thank you to Ms. Wheeler, who coordinated this competition in the Hills District. And most importantly, thank you to my family for supporting me and encouraging me the entire way.
Well done, Olivia.
Holly, Grace, Bianca. Okay.
Yeah. I just wanted to say thank you so much to the judges and Soroptimist, especially Soroptimist Beanley/Logan, for the opportunity and for valuing and empowering our voices.
Thank you, Holly.
Thank you so much. It's been an amazing opportunity to participate in this competition, and I'm just so grateful to be here today. I'd like to thank Soroptimist Hills District in New South Wales, and also my school, Our Lady of Mercy College, Parramatta, for supporting me along this journey. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bianca. Jamiza, would you like to say a few words, Jamiza?
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jam Rizaka from Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. I'm truly honored to stand on this platform today. I would like to sincerely thank Ms. Surinder for encouraging me, believing in me, believing my potential and inspiring me to take this step forward. My heartfelt appreciation also goes to Ms. Gurkirat and Ms. Gurvin for organizing the public speaking workshop. Winning first place there became a powerful stepping stone that built my confidence and led me to this moment. I am deeply grateful to Soroptimist International for this meaningful opportunity and to everyone who supported me throughout this journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamiza. Grace, are you still here? Would you like to say a few words to Grace? No, she's not here. Right.
Yes.
So, hi, Grace. You want to switch on your camera?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to say a few words, Grace? Congratulations.
Yes. Thank you so much. I'm really grateful for this opportunity, and thank you, Soroptimist International Kota Kinabalu, for sponsoring me as well as to the judges and also my mentors. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much, Grace. Ladies and gentlemen, judges, Soroptimist participants, I would now like to close the webinar. Okay. And I would like to say thank you very much for spending your time in encouraging these participants today in this competition. Thank you very much. Bye-bye. All right, on to the tag team. Sue, any last things?